Hey, this is Derrick Green from Sepultura, and you're watching Metal Wani.
Let's go.
Cool. Greetings from Metal Wani. My name is Rourke, and I'm delighted to be here with Derrick Green of the legendary Sepultura. When you think of the giants of metal, there have been few bands who have endured as well or have been more responsible for influencing the development of metal over the last 3 decades. Welcome to us, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
So you are currently on the 30th anniversary tour, so congratulations on that, mate. This is clearly a momentous occasion for Sepultura, so please tell us how it feels for you guys to be supporting the 30th anniversary tour, and what do you feel have been the highs and lows for the band in the last 3 decades?
Well, it's been fantastic. We're doing a set list which goes deep into the history of Sepultura and pretty much playing songs from every phase of the band, of the career. It's been fantastic, seeing the reaction of different fans, old fans, new fans. Just seeing, people really grow with the band, people, as far as families, bringing their kids to the shows, and it's a wonderful feeling, it's something I never imagined, something I never dreamed of. I dreamed of always playing music and the idea of traveling and everything, but I never dreamt to be in this band, to be such a part of a special history. So, I mean, there have been a few super highlights, from doing this tour, especially there was a show that we played recently in Sao Paulo, which was probably one of the best shows that we've ever played there in Sao Paulo, at least since I've been in the band. It's about 18 years now that I've been in the band, so that was a big highlight. And also the show we did in Czech Republic recently at a festival, Brutal Assault Festival, and my son was able to come out on stage, and that was great. It was a great feeling to have him there, and it was such a magical show.
Perfect, man. So early in the year, you guys announced that you were going to release Under My Skin,
right,
which was a track written especially for the fans, I understand. So how did this idea come about? Was there always a plan to tour for the anniversary and release something special for the fans? And what is it you felt you wanted to say to them with this track?
Well, it was pretty much a match with the 30-year anniversary. It was something that we couldn't have been here without the fans, and so we're seeing a lot of tattoos, Sepultura tattoos from all around the world, and we thought it would be great to get them involved and to have them a part of that, And so it was something very special for them, and I think, just like I said, it coming out at the same time of the 30th anniversary is just something we wanted to do for them.
Perfect. So you guys played Bloodstock in the UK last night, and tonight are playing an intimate club venue in Dublin. So which would you guys enjoy more, playing to large crowds, more intimate settings, and what do you find different in the 2 settings?
Well, I mean, I grew up playing, in smaller places and having that connection with people, very close, and I think that's important for us to have those type of shows. I mean, it's where we came from, and I think it's great when you can to be able to see a band in an intimate environment. It's really becomes very personal. What I like about the big setting is the ability to move around, that freedom, and being outside. Of course, it's an energy that it sets off the show. So for me, I like doing both. I like to do the switch. It's really, I think in some ways more challenging to do the shows where the people are very close in front of you. And it's humbling, it's really great to have that connection.
Perfect, man. So recently some acts have said that US shows are suffering because a lot of bands are taking shows in Europe as opposed to it. So I was wondering, do you guys agree with this? And where do you think the idea is coming from? Because surely bands have fans in the US and in Europe, and I was wondering, do Sepultura make a point of playing on both continents every time, or how does that work?
Well, I mean, we love to play the US. I mean, it's a very challenging place. I don't think because the bands are playing so much in Europe. I think it's challenging just because there's so many shitty venues to play in the US, unfortunately. I think there's more of a culture, a bigger scene in Europe, and it's an older scene. So you have things that are much better. Unfortunately, in the middle of the US, the outskirts of the bigger cities, there's still some decent places to play. There's a great scene. But I haven't lived in the US for almost 18 years. And so when we do go there, I see the change I don't know so much about the middle of America so much. I feel that the scene has kind of deteriorated in a lot of ways. Not for the lack of music, but just I think people's interests. I'm not really certain why it is, but it's unfortunate. You know, I remember growing up and going to these places in the middle of the U.S. and going for shows and being a strong scene. But I think there's such a wide variety of things happening in the U.S. and people get split up and divided into wanting to see different things. But hopefully they can pick up something and have a better festival culture. I know there's like Lollapalooza and there was Ozfest, and but now there's bands doing their own festivals like Slipknot doing Knotfest, and we're gonna play that in October, and that's something I think it's the new phase for festivals. It's like bands doing their own festivals, and so there's definitely hope, and we'll continue going back to the U.S. You know, as hard as it is, I still love playing there, and for us it's extremely important to continuously keep going there.
Perfect. So the last album, The Mediator Between Head and Hands Must Be the Heart in 2013, had a few firsts for the band. It marked the studio debut with drummer Eloy Casagrande,
right.
And is unlike anything you guys had produced before. So Andreas described it as the new face of Sepultura, and 2 years on, do you feel it was successful in proving that point? And could you say a little bit about what you thought the new face of Sepultura is?
Well, I think it definitely, from playing shows, like playing live shows and playing those songs live, it fits so well with the set list. It's a lot of power, a lot of energy, and Eloy brings a lot of that, you know, to the show. I think when people see the show now, they can see the difference, the evolution of the band. I think we're tighter and playing better than ever, and I think that's due to Eloy being in the band. I mean, he's definitely one of the best drummers in the world, and I can really say that, you know, just having, you know, the privilege to play with him and seeing him, you know, in different places around the world, and his ability to adjust into being in the band. You know, it's a very difficult position, but he brings his own style, his own energy, and it's really put us into a whole different level, I believe. So we're ready, you know, to finish out this year, doing a lot more shows, and then start with another recording of a new album. And so I think this is really exciting to see where it goes now. You know, that Eloy feels a lot more comfortable in the band, and we feel comfortable with him. So, you know, it's exciting times.
Perfect. And just as you were saying there, since the latest lineup change, you guys have all gone on and nurtured Sepultura, allowing it to grow into the contemporary outfit it is now. So, what are your thoughts on bands changing lineups? Because it seems to happen a lot as bands venture into new territories. And do you find that Sepultura suffers from from what people, you know, perceive as the band as compared to what the new lineup has to offer now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think the band has suffered because of that. I mean, it's taken a lot longer for people to really know what's going on because they're listening to so many things that other people are saying and not saying for themselves. I mean, I think with us, it's really important to see a live show to really understand what's going on. I mean, for us, that's the most important thing, is to really play live. And I think that's what we do best. But I think it's unfortunate that people are so, you know, attached, you know, to a point where they're not open to anything else, and actually where they're just not really seeing the reality of the situation, unfortunately. But we've been able to gain so much momentum, and with new fans, people, you know, people who have never seen Sepultura before, and there's just still so many people out there that, you know, that we can to play for, to win over, and but there's also people who hadn't listened to Sepultura for a long time, and they're coming back to listen to the band. But we love what we do, and I think you can really see that in our live show, and you can feel that the energy is there, and the passion for what we do is very real, and that's something that's really kept us going.
Perfect. So just as you were speaking about festivals there, I'm sure you've heard the recently Mayhem's Festival Count 9 said that metal was great, fat and bald was the exact quote. And in opposition, Kerry King said that it was the second stage of Mayhem, and effectively every band on that stage is billed that they weren't the second stage material.
Right.
So I was wondering, as a band like Sepultura have endured the last 30 years as well, seeing new blood come and go, what is your take on the current state of metal, and do you agree with either of these opinions?
I think metal is alive and thriving. You know, it's really incredible the amount of places that we're able to play in the world. You know, we've gone to India and China and, you know, everywhere you can possibly imagine, and you still feel that vibe, that love, that passion for metal music, for heavy music. And I think it's great. I think it's always evolving and changing and moving forward, and it's alive and well. So I don't know what he was talking about. I mean, he was probably frustrated at the fact that there weren't high ticket sales or whatever, but I think that doesn't mean that metal is dead. I mean, I definitely feel that it's, you know, it's better than ever.
Perfect. So just two more, if that's okay. Recently I read in an interview that actually Max Cavalera said that he hadn't listened to anything from Sepultura post Roots. And I was just wondering, have you guys listened to anything since his departure, maybe Soulfly, Cavalera Conspiracy? And what's your opinion on the music he created since his departure, if you have listened to it?
I listened to some stuff before, definitely. I mean, I'm not going to talk about anything that I haven't listened to, you know, so I want to have my own opinion. And yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that's pretty cool, but I'm not really into that style, you know. But I don't think I would never like put anything down on it or anything like that. Like I said, I like to develop my own opinion, but I'm not really into that style. You know, I'm really into lyrics. You know, I'm really into writing the lyrics and having great lyrics, and for me that's something extremely important as a songwriter. There's so many lyrics that changed my world, you know, as a kid growing up, you know, reading it, and that impact, you know, really changed my life. So for me, I don't really listen often, but I have heard it. I went to the show with Andres. Actually, we saw a few times in the very beginning of their career, and then somewhere towards the end, in the middle, or whatever. But like I said, I always go. I like to go and develop my own opinion. You know, that's not my thing, but it's okay.
Good time. One more. Because finally, man, as you said, Sepultura have deservedly secured their place in the annals of metal. Do you feel you've done it all and there's nothing left to prove, or are there new ideas brewing for the band, as you were saying there about possibly doing a new album for this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's always new things. Always new things to explore and conquer. I mean, that's the beauty of art, you know, it's always evolving, always changing. And I think it's up to us to really seek after these things. I think touring absolutely brings about new ideas, and you never really know where it's going to go, and that's what's so exciting about it. So a new album next year is definitely on the horizon, and it's in the very beginning stages now, so we need to really communicate a little bit more and figure out where the focus is going to be, what it's going to be about, but we're getting there slowly but surely, but it's going to be great.
Perfect. So we can just do the sign off, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you, Derrick Green of Sepultura, for taking the time to talk with us at Metal Wani. It's been an honour and is greatly appreciated. Congratulations again on the 30 years, and we hope you have huge success with the rest of the tour.
Thank you. Appreciate it.